flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Welcome to the May 2026 Town of Fountain Board meeting. Nikki is not here tonight. Approval of the April 8th, 2026 minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve the meeting minutes.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Rob, you're up.
I just wanted to update the council and Pam and Jordan on just a couple things, and then I'll stick around for the utility and park reports in case there's any questions. On the water project, I just need their council's authorization to have John sign a couple documents. There's going to be a transmittal letter to send everything to USDA. And then we're going to go ahead and modify the IDM permit to include the well work in it, just to make sure we're covered and we don't have any issues after the fact with the local IDM inspector. The approval of the amendment to the IDM permit will occur concurrently to RD review and everything, getting us authorization to go out to bid. Jordan had previously transmitted all the title work information, so this will be the last piece of it. We talked about this briefly earlier, but Pam she'll need to make sure, just like on the sewer project, that you guys have a dedicated project bank account to handle funds each month as they get deposited from USDA. There will be, at closing is when all the upfront out-of-pocket money that you have incurred will get reimbursed, and that'll all be done electronically the day of closing. But we'll need that account set up. So you got a couple of months to figure out which bank you want to use. I think John mentioned you guys had Crossroads on the sewer project, but if there's somebody else that you prefer, that's fine. They don't care who, it just needs to be a dedicated account. Then we'll make sure we guys everything to get all the reimbursements processed at closing, and that will be the account we use each month moving forward to pay the contractor. So if you guys have any questions, or if you want to vote on authorizing John to sign whatever I need him to sign moving forward, that would be great.
Yep.
I make a motion to authorize John to sign anything that is needed for the water project to continue.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
We could touch more on this when the park department gives their update, but the structural engineer is scheduled to be out Wednesday morning. I want to say about 9:15-ish to do the inspection on that pedestrian bridge, and then give us their recommendations on what, if anything, would need to happen to kind of bring that thing up to snuff.
Anybody from the town need to be there?
I think Gary volunteered
okay.
to be there.
Very
Anybody
good.
else that wants to join can certainly do that. I'm trying to rearrange. I got to be in over by Fairmount by like 11:30, so I should be able to get up here in time to be on site as well.
Okay.
But that'll happen Wednesday morning. And then our geotech came out and got the concrete sample from the old basketball court. So I'm just waiting on the results of their analysis and testing and everything that they're doing to make sure that's all up to snuff.
Okay.
That one's moving right along. So I got your emails about getting the extra piece of sidewalk shown there on the east side of the parking lot.
Oh, yeah.
And then when I drove past coming up here just a short while ago, I was trying to figure out what tree you were talking about. And then as I drove past, I saw it, the only one that's left, right? Yeah.
Leave it there for shade.
We'll want to protect that, obviously, and we'll show that on our construction plans to make sure that gets protected. But everything else looks good.
Yeah, I think the
Put quite a
basketball
dent
court
on it.
sets on the one side and the walking track goes on the other side.
Yeah.
So
No, so we'll get that updated and get that file over to you guys. I don't know if it's just a PDF is what your printer's gonna need.
I'm not sure, something you can print a big sign off on,
Well,
but down the park.
depending on who you're using, if you already know who you're using, we can coordinate on this outside of this meeting, but I may have him talk to my designer just to make sure we set it up so that, printing it that size and having good resolution is one thing.
printing it.
tripling the
4:8.
size of it.
Yeah.
We don't want to lose any quality of the image, so I may have them talk to make sure we get you guys exactly what you need.
I don't know how I missed that walkway before there by the parking lot, but it came right out to the parking lot and into the parking lot. You had to walk down the parking lot back to the walking track again. It's like, that might not be too good.
No, that's easy enough to get cleaned up, but that's kind of where all that stands right now. So.
Okay. Marshals Report, Matt.
For April, the marshal's office had 32 calls for service, 38 traffic stops, and 3 ordinance issues. I also had 2 arrests for the month of April. Both were leaving the scene of an accident, and one of the drivers was HTV, the other one was suspended prior. Flock camera on 15 was down for a lot of the month. They actually just got that repaired today, so that's up and running again. I gave a presentation at the library in April about fraud. That's really what I got.
Okay. Tom's not here. Utility report, Jeff.
Okay, so spring cleanup went pretty good. We didn't have any issues during that. This new CCR reports, which is right here on the desk, have just been printed. They're going to be mailed out to all the residents probably this month or next month.
But they'll be mailed out by this Friday.
Okay. Kendall Street is going to be patched this Friday by Brooks. So hopefully that'll be taken care of. We did have a tower inspection completed. It's the first one in 8 years. Doesn't sound like the tower's in too bad a shape. We will need to clean it on the inside and the outside. They recommend having it done within the next year or 2. I'm going to submit the report to IDEM and wait till the timeline that they give us before we start looking into that. We may be able to use some of the money from the water project if there's any left over to do that with. And we also got our expansion wheels in for our backflow problem. We've already started working on changing some of those out. I hope to have that done in the next week or 2. That's all I've got.
Thank you.
Okay.
Do you want to touch on the sludge bags real quick?
Yes, go ahead.
Let's go ahead. We were talking earlier, let's go ahead and get the permit, kind of like you and I talked about. That way you have it. And then once you get your financing straightened out and get all your quotes in place, you're ready to go. So we can have a permit application put together here the next day or so. So if you want to authorize John to sign the permit, we'll get it submitted.
Okay.
Rob, do you know how long it usually takes IDEM to approve that?
I think they could they're short-staffed like every other government agency, but this is pretty straightforward. So I would think within 30 days, you'll be able to get your construction permit. There shouldn't be too many. The longest part is probably going to be the public notice period. But that's, once I get a verbal, I'll let you guys know, but it's not like we're expanding the capacity of the plant. We're just changing how you handle sludge. So I would think we'd be able to get it turned around pretty quick. We've got a pretty good relationship with the guy that runs that permitting group. So we'll push them, we'll lean on them pretty hard. But, once you get past the technical review, they will, they'll have a public notice because we got to identify adjacent property owners. IDEM does mailings. You're not going to get any blowback. From the adjacent property owners. So. But once that period expires, then they'll issue you a permit and it's all done electronically.
Okay, I make a motion that John be able to sign paperwork for the sludge budget.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
I guess as you're coordinating with your local contractors on getting quotes, if you got any questions, just holler at us and we'll try to help answer as much as we can.
All right. Park.
We still need a board member. Anyone in town that'd be interested, but they have to be a resident of the town limits. We're worked with Commonwealth to get the application ready. We're waiting for that to be approved and the bidding process to start. Gary's been working with the baseball group to understand their needs and help them with stuff that's going on. And I know the tree cutting down got delayed, I guess, or when is the tree?
It didn't get delayed. I couldn't get it on the schedule until we had the shed moved.
Okay.
He's seasonal, so he, has
I just
go
didn't
with
know
the
what
weather.
so what-
His plan is this week, if everything works out, he'll have it down someday this week. I just don't know when. And I think we have power cords going to the shed for now to run everything they need. They should be able to run everything they need. I know they weren't exactly happy about it, but it has to be done. So
Yeah, I didn't know if the rain or stuff had caused part of the delay with the tree or what, but.
just had to get it moved before he could even
Yeah.
try to get it on his schedule.
And then, for Robert, yeah, I told Isaac I can't do Wednesday. I think several of us had conflict with Wednesday morning, so Gary and you might be it for a meeting with the structural engineer.
I'm
Jeff can
trying
be
to work
over
my
there.
schedule.
Yeah, I'm sure Jeff can be over there. We won't be able to be there. So
Other than that, I don't, Gary, is there anything else you need? From me?
The tree, talked amongst the park people and Lori and Nikki, about cutting it off about cable height that's not rotted. Talked to him about that when he's down there. And we turn it into a cable right there and put a marine finish on it, on top, and maybe a checkerboard on top of it or something. And do that down there, since it's huge. Make a nice table right there beside it.
if that's possible, if it's
Yeah,
savable,
that's
that
what I
would,
told him.
well, one, it would save taking out the stump, and
Yeah,
two, it would,
save money there.
so we'll see if that's possible when Nick gets down there to do it.
Yeah, I figure I'll be down there.
Yeah.
Stuff, so I'll talk to him. The other thing was, we got a scoreboard donated for the park
Good.
from the softball field in Southwood over there, right there on the elementary side. They got the new one in. And he called me and says, good news is, got you a scoreboard, Gary. I've been looking for one for about 2 months. All kinds of basketball, can't find a baseball anywhere, except used ones that don't work. And you're gonna have more money in it than anything else. And that one works the way I get it. Got the controller and everything with it. He said, bad news is you gotta take it down. I said, we'll get it down, don't worry about that. And I thought it was on pipes, and I went out there and took all kinds of pictures and drawings and everything else. Only weighs 130 pounds. The trouble is, it's up on 2 6-inch by 6-inch beams on each side going up 16 feet to the top of the beams, 15, 16 feet. So I asked him, I said, hey, I take it they got concrete on the bottom of them. Can we cut them off right at ground level? And he says, that would be fantastic. So next weekend, we got a crew going out there and the lift and
All right.
take her down and see if we can get her back here. Then I was gonna talk about electricity hooking that up out there. A guy by the name of Chris Collins from Collins Electric.
Yep.
Called me or talked to me about volunteering his time to do that. So we think we got that part covered. And the other thing is trying to keep it the same height. I looked at the 12-inch tubes for concrete and the forms, and go down 36 inches to the frost level, the ground, leave about a foot above, and when we cut them off over there, we can still drop them down a foot in or so in there with bolts, drill bolts through them, long bolts, and then that way we can level it up and put 2x4s on it and lock them down where we can get it on there in setting, and get it all installed down there at the park, and put the scoreboard back up and be ready to go.
Okay.
Is that scoreboard for the baseball?
Yes.
So powered out of that panel that's hanging on the dugout?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
It
it'll
should
go out
be.
and keep it along the right field sideline, just around back as far as we can go in the trees there, that it's facing north where everybody can see it, and be in the shade too. So work out great.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
Planning on putting a paint
Yeah.
job on it before we put it up. Make it nice and pretty.
Gary, when he runs out of electrical, is there any way you can document where it's being put?
That's what I wanted to get with you on and see where the best place is.
Because any electrical that we do is gonna be considered private, and we won't be able to locate it with the 811 call in. So we kind of need to document where we bury it.
I figure right down along that fence rail line, all the way down along there, or the first baseline, the fence,
Put a locate wire in it, so you always.
Yes.
dragging across.
Um,
I'll get with you on that.
when we, get the tree down, as far as moving the shed back, I'm not exactly sure that it's gonna go back in the same spot, because it's actually in the flood part where they consider it. So I don't think it can go back in the exact same spot. We're just gonna figure out where to put it. And I did tell the baseball people that. They want it somehow facing the field if possible, but it's probably not gonna go back in that same location, at least not for now.
Because what they told me is usually a mother is the one running it, so they can get to run the thing. And if she wants to watch her kid play, or she's not gonna run it.
Oh, I get it.
I get it. And it's like, well, you can't have it in the floodplain.
Yeah, we can't have it right there.
Well, and
So,
the other thing too, I went to the courthouse this morning, checked on a permit. We do not need a permit putting in a scoreboard
Oh.
down there, so
Okay.
that covers that part too. And he also, we talked about the floodplain there, the 75 feet out is the actual floodplain.
yeah.
And,
Did you guys hear Jed about the locate line? Okay, just making sure. Okay.
On the floodplain, isn't that only for inhabited structures? An uninhabited structure can be put in the floodplain.
Oh, it probably can, but I don't think we want it there just for anything that's inside of it to try to keep it from getting ruined.
It's not so much inhabited, but it's if it's considered permanent, that's where that's usually where they get.
you got a fridge inside, like a popcorn
Yeah.
machine.
They have it hardwired right now, so that's not
I'm
probably a
just
good
saying, I'm
idea.
one of the parents that has to deal with not being able to watch them or having to go half around the building to try to do it. We're already.
Yeah, I want to try to put
We're
it,
awful the way it is down there anyways.
I want to try to put it somewhere that they can see. We'll just have to figure out where it can be that's, considered. yeah. All right, Maria.
Well, hello. So on Wednesday, we will have, Tom has put together a packet for the seal, and we're gonna get that going on Wednesday. Also, for our first block party on 6/6, may I please have some barricades?
Yeah, and where we need to block off so we can do a resolution. We have to do a resolution to block the street.
Okay, well,
Branson from, is it Western?
Western and Wabash.
All the way down to Maine, the alleys and Western, Wabash to
yes,
Kendall. Where does it turn from Western to Wabash?
I'm not
Just
sure if it's
remember,
right there
you're
or
at
down there.
Branson. Okay, so,
Well, that's Western right there when you turn the corner at least, so.
yeah, just right to Kendall.
Okay.
In front of the fire barn, because Tom Simpson's planning on doing some kid stuff if
Okay.
the weather's permitting.
yes. And we have 35 tracks coming back. We're gonna, McDonald's Funeral Home has been gracious enough to let us use their parking lot. What else? It'll be a good time and hopefully at the end of the townwide rummage sales. So please come out and help support. That would be fantastic. For the townwide rummage sales on the 6th of June, I've had several people ask if they could set up in downtown downtown LaFontaine on the sidewalk. I reached out to Pam and said, okay, do I need to ask? Because I don't know what that answer would be.
I'm not sure. I mean, I suppose we could. I just don't know if we're gonna have to block the streets off, so it defeats the purpose of them being able to drive through. They wouldn't be able to drive through because we're gonna have to block the streets off earlier in the day.
Or they're just gonna be on the sidewalk.
Just on the sidewalk, I would assume, and that's the message we can give them.
Right through here,
Yeah.
well, we got the chalk the walk thing too.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. I don't think that
That's a
would
good
be,
idea?
yeah, I don't think that'd be a good idea.
I mean, we can work around it, but I mean,
Yeah.
we're probably gonna use the same section of.
There's not a whole lot of
On
stretches,
this
so,
side.
Yeah.
yeah,
Probably.
Well, that's fine.
yeah.
So, okay.
Maybe they could approach the community building and something if the community building's not being used, maybe they could
Or
put
that
some.
grassy
Or
lot
sit in
right
the
there.
yard.
Yeah, sit in the yard.
Community building's yard or something.
I think
Yeah.
they, for some reason, I was thinking they had a graduation open house, but I
Oh.
could be wrong.
Lots going on. Okay, so that's for the townwide rummage sales. And then a small update on the mural. It's still going. We're waiting on the rendering from Erica Tyson so that we can determine how it's gonna go up, and we're still working on it. It's a lot more complicated now. And that's really about it. As you can see, we've started putting up some flags. If you have flags, or you know residents that have flags, let's put them up and make it really patriotic and LaFontaine. I think that would be really nice if we could just somehow show that patriotic spirit for the 250th anniversary. We did not buy a flag for that. There's no point in buying a flag because it's for 1 year. So return on investment, it's better to just get flags. Yeah.
Who your music group is for the Corn Fest?
Not yet. We're working on 2 different ones and negotiating prices.
Oh, okay.
Yes, but for the Corn Fest, Tom's not here, otherwise we'd ask him, but we would want to have it over by the fire station. And then if we can get some volunteers, we'll have a 3rd event, but as you know, we need volunteers, and so 2 events for now. Hopefully a 3rd one can come to fruition if we can have some volunteers.
Yeah, let me know who you decide, and I'll put it out on the Corn Fest thing for the Jeeps and try to bring more people in.
You have to do
Yes,
resolutions.
definitely.
I gotta do one too for Corn Fest.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna pose a resolution for closing for the block party June 6th for Branson to Western and Wabash and Maine, and from Western and Wabash to Kendall. I got everything?
We don't need to close
What
anything on
time?
Main.
No, and the alleys.
And the alleys as well. Okay, so we need to do that at 4 o'clock? What time?
Yeah, I think 4 would be great.
4 to 8?
Are you gonna have food trucks?
We're gonna have some food trucks. What is her name? The gal that's helping to organize the party or the Corn Fest.
Oh, no, that's.
Oh, that's in September.
That's in September. We're doing that one next.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay, this is block party.
We're gonna have 2 food trucks.
Okay,
Do you know
so
what time they're
4
coming?
o'clock.
4 o'clock?
4 o'clock.
So-
Plenty of
Now, Lemon Shake-Ups, Bandit Shaker. I know last year he came at a different time and just parked somewhere. Is that, he probably would do that again, because I know he was really doing good business all day.
Well, people can drive through until it's closed, and he can just park over there where he parked last time, across from the bar on the Western.
how long does the block party last? 4 to what, 8?
No, it's 5 to 8.
Okay, so.
We need to
So
close it
4 to 9.
4 to 9.
4 to 9. Okay, that's the first resolution. The second resolution is for the Corn Fest, September 19th, from Walnut and Main to the corner of Kendall, halfway through by the church. And then also Main and Branson, all the way down here, Main and Branson, and to Walnut
All the way to
for the
Walnut,
community, because the community.
and the alleys and
And
side
the alleys
streets.
and side streets, yes.
Okay. I'll second the motion for
Thank-
those 2 resolutions.
Um,
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
I'm sorry, that was 4 o'clock to when?
The time for the Corn Fest has to be
It has to be
different.
12 to 8. The second one is 12 to 8. The second one, September
I think
19th.
We're talking about June, because I think the music goes till 8.
June is 4 to 9,
Okay.
June 6th. And then the Corn Fest is what day?
It's September 19th.
September 19th. It will be noon to 8 p.m.
Noon to 9, make it noon to 9.
Noon to 9 p.m.
Okay. We all in favor? Did we all in favor?
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
We're all good. I think so. All right,
You need to vote on the resolution?
we did.
Oh, you did? I'm sorry, I missed that.
I motioned, he seconded, and
I was looking.
I said, I asked if we all in favor.
We did.
Okay.
All right, okay, Clerks Report.
All the bank accounts are reconciled and balanced. Gateway is changing the way budgets are submitted for the year 2027. They are providing online training at different times. It started the 1st of May and it goes through July. So if any of the council members would like to sit in on one of those, or I think they even have an evening one that I think there's some good information in it if you'd like to be a part of it. Property tax for Western Avenue has been paid. Jeff sold old meter parts for scrap metal in the amount of $787.60, which was deposited in April. The 2025 water reports for the water audit are printed and ready to go to Jeff to start working on the water audit. And I have compiled a list for Jeff for the meters that need to be repaired and replaced, so he had asked for those, and that's all I have. Bills for approval are $43,670.20.
I'll make a motion to approve the bills to be paid, $43,670.20.
I'll second it.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
I did attend one of those AIM meetings online about the must meetings that we have to have with the county council about our lit percentage. So they were gonna get us more information.
It's complicated.
It is. It
Very
is complicated. Yes. So.
Okay, no old business, new business. We need to approve the New Republic Services contract. The price of Republic Services for trash is not going up for next year. They have recommended 4.5% the second year and the third year. 4.5%, I think it would be like 57 cents the second year, and then a little bit more the third year. So, can we see that, Pam? Do we need to?
I guess it's not a motion. I make a motion, we accept the Republic Service contract at the current rate with the 2 increases in 2027 and 2028.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? I don't think I need to sign it anywhere, do I?
No.
Okay, Evan.
Good evening. I appreciate you guys' time. As many of you know, I've been struggling with this water lien against the elementary. And in talking with Nikki, she thought I should request to appear before you again. The struggle I've been having is, as I've read through the ordinances, I'm struggling to see where it requires me to repair the infrastructure prior to the meter. So that's what I was hoping you guys would be able to show me in the ordinances where I'm liable for the repairs prior to the meter.
I'm going to defer to Jordan on the contract.
Sure.
Or the ordinance.
Yeah, so it's the ordinance that was updated in 97. It's page 9, subsection J. So as we talked to whenever that one meeting was, it's not where the water meter is located. It's from the point of delivery, which is where you tap into the main. That's the point the water gets delivered. So you're responsible for any upkeep on your pipes from that point forward.
Can you show me in the ordinances where it defines the point of delivery as the tap on the main?
Well, it doesn't specifically lay that out for you, but it's point of delivery. It's not location of the water meter.
Okay, that's where I'm confused, because when I read it, I read the opposite, and that's where I'm willing to be corrected. I'm very willing. So I can show you if you're willing. Here's some copies for you guys. Do you guys have the ordinances?
I don't have it in front
I have
of me.
it, not in front of me, but I have read it.
Pass that over then. I also arrived at that subsection J. As you can see, where it's highlighted, that says after the water has passed beyond the point of delivery. But then in the prior adjacent section, it specifically mentions that the meter is the point of delivery. And that's part of my confusion is, if the point of delivery is the meter, how am I responsible prior to the meter?
So I think maybe I can clarify this. There was a meter in that pit at some point. Either when you bought it or before you bought it, that meter was moved from that pit into your building. That doesn't change our delivery. That's right there.
And it doesn't say this, the water meter is the point of delivery. It says that in those specific circumstances in that paragraph I, where a single service to a customer distributes water to separate houses or separate buildings, a single meter shall be installed at the point of delivery. So those are two separate concepts.
Okay, so 2 points were made. The first, that the meter used to be in the pit, and I agree. But my entire business relationship with the town since 2018 or whatever year that was, the meter has been in the boiler room. And so when I signed towards the ordinances, the meter was where it is, or had been until it was moved. So the past history, I'm not sure how that applies. And then in regards to how section I doesn't apply, there's a couple points I have confusion on there. The first is if it defines the meter as the installed at the point of delivery, whether that paragraph is applicable to me or not aside, where does it change the definition before the next paragraph?
It doesn't say that the water meter is the point of delivery. It says a meter shall be installed at the point of delivery.
So if I need to go to a property and find the point of delivery, can't I look for the meter?
No, those are two different things.
Where does it define the point of delivery as something different in the ordinances?
Point of delivery is where town water goes to private property, private water, where it's tapped into it.
I understand. I'm saying where in the ordinances does it define it that way?
Well, I don't know if it lays it out that clearly for you, but the water meter is just where it measures the water coming through. And I think there's good policy to have the location of the water meter close to point of delivery so we don't have these issues. But that's clearly, if it's on private property, it's the property owner's responsibility to maintain the pipes.
I'm not sure I follow exactly when it says it's the meter is the point of delivery there.
It doesn't say that though. It says the meter shall be installed at the point of delivery, implying that those can be two different locations.
Okay. How does subsection I not apply to my circumstance though?
Well, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but it says single service to a customer who after the service point distributes water to separate houses, separate buildings, or separate living or business quarters on the same premises. Is that you?
Yes. Separate business quarters on the same premises under a single controller management, Cornerstone Property Management.
Is it the same entity that's all using the water?
No.
Okay, so you have,
LaFontaine Learning Community, the nonprofit, and a DBA for Cornerstone known as the Elementary. Both coexist on the premise. Separate business quarters on the same premise.
okay, but is it one, I understand it's a DBA, but is it one business entity that owns and operates?
Two separate EIN numbers.
Okay. Operating different parts of the building? Okay, so does one pay rent to the other or something?
Mhm.
Okay, well, this says it should be located at the point of delivery. So apparently for a long time that hasn't been the case, but it doesn't change the fact that the point of delivery is where the town's responsibility to maintain the pipes on your property stops and your responsibility starts.
But I still haven't been shown in the ordinances that the point of delivery is someplace other than where it says at the meter.
It doesn't say at the meter. That's just, it's common knowledge. That's where the tap is. That's where the customer taps into the water main, the town's water main. That's the point of delivery for the water. Otherwise, like we said earlier, all over town, there's some people who have meters inside their houses. And it doesn't make any sense to interpret to say the town's responsible to maintain people's water pipes all the way up to a meter. And we're not going to go inside of people's houses to maintain their water pipes within their structures. So that's why the interpretation that makes the most sense is the one that everybody follows. The point of delivery is from the tap.
Do you understand my confusion where it says the point of delivery and then it's the meter?
To me, I understand. I think it's pretty clear. I understand you don't think it's very clear, but I think the town has resolved it to the best of our ability. And I don't think we're going to go forward with it any further. So this discussion right now is done. If you want to do something else differently on your end, that's totally on you.
Of course,
But-
I don't want to do something different.
I understand, but I don't want to, we're not, if we talk longer, it's not going to change anything. So I think we're done with this issue. And if you have to see anything else, you need to speak with Jordan.
Is this an unreasonable request?
Again, I think we've done this now twice, and I think we've done the best we can. So unless there's anything else, yes, Jed?
I still don't see where his point of order.
Jed?
The hayfield that you got out by the water treatment plant, do you have anybody to go cut that or anything?
There is a gentleman that cut it last year that would like to do it again this year.
Okay.
Okay.
But yeah,
You know,
yeah,
Okay.
he texted me and Jeff said there wasn't anybody else.
okay. Then yes.
But I guess if we have people who want to do it, maybe we ought to have a deadline in the
You got
spring.
squared away, that's fine. I just-
Okay, yeah. I mean, we need to make it more,
I don't know anything
I
about
don't-
I ain't stepping on nobody's toes.
Yeah,
that's
I
okay.
just got a lot of horses to feed, and
Yeah.
I'm just looking for hay.
well, yeah.
So,
No, I get it.
It's good.
I gotta be honest, I really didn't realize there was actually a field out there that we
Yeah,
took care
well,
of. So,
Desiree used to do it
Okay.
years ago,
right.
but then
very good.
somebody before them, I think the Dawsons or somebody before them, I don't know who, but
Okay. If there's nothing else, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Got bills to sign.
Oh, Randy, yours these.
Cornfest, where are we closing again?
Okay, I said to talk fast.